Hello everyone, my name is Malcolm. Today I'm going to introduce the hands-on of IEI FPGA acceleration card with OpenVINO Toolkit. The acceleration card Mustang-F100-A10 F stands for FPGA. A10 means there is an AIoT FPGA inside this PCIe card. With OpenVINO Toolkit installation, you can start your deep learning inference applications. OpenVINO is short of Open Visual Inference and Neural Network Optimization. It's an Intel open source SDK. Can convert popular frameworks into Intel acceleration hardware. The heterogeneous feeder allow it can work in different acceleration platforms, such as CPU, integrated GPU, FPGA, and VPU. And it's also including model optimizer to convert pre-trained model from different framework into Intel format. An inference engine is the C++ API, which you can call API for inference applications. Besides, it also has optimized OpenCV and the Intel Media SDK to do the code that works. The figure is the OpenVINO Toolkit workflow. Intel Media SDK code that compress video stream, then add image pre-processed by OpenCV, then call inference engine to predict the input image. After prediction, it will need image post-process, which means you will use OpenCV again. Then the final step is to encode the video, then send it to other server. And OpenVINO Toolkit includes many examples and pre-trained models such as object recognition, image classification, and age, gender recognition, vehicle recognition, which you can download and get familiar with the OpenVINO Toolkit interface. And IEI AIoT Dev Kit is an Intel-proof OpenVINO platform. With pre-installed OpenVINO Toolkit, it can direct use IEI Mustang acceleration cards to begin your deep learning applications. If you want more information about IEI AIoT Dev Kit, please visit the IEI and the Intel official website for more details. And let's begin the Mustang-F100-A10 and the OpenVINO Toolkit installation. There are three main steps. First of all, we have to confirm the OS and the kernel version, then download the installation package. Secondly, install OpenVINO Toolkit SDK and the Mustang-F100-A10 drivers. And the final step will check the success of the installation and build and run the sample program. In this demo, we use Ubuntu 16.04.3 and the kernel version is 4.13.0.45. And here we pre-install two kernels version. One is Linux image extra generic, another is Linux headers and generics. And let's go to the tank installation platform to check the OS and the kernel version. Let's input the command to check the Ubuntu version. Here is the 16.04.3 long-time support version. And we insert another command to make sure the kernel version is 4.13.0.45. Then let's go back to the PowerPoint slide. And in this page, we need to download two OpenVINO Toolkit SDK. And you can just collect the link of this page to the Intel official website. Here you can see a blue button, and which means the register and download. After you click this button and fill in some information, after that you can download the OpenVINO Toolkit SDK. And after that, we will go to another page. Here you can go to this website to download the Mustang-F100 driver. Again, let's go to the IEI official website. And in this website, you can see here's the download option of the driver. So you just click this driver, then you can get a compressed file of HDDLF 1150 SG1's compressed file. And in the next step, we will show you how to unzip the OpenVINO Toolkit and do the GUI installation. And after that, we will show you how to unzip the driver and install the driver. After you see the diagnostic path, which means you already installed the Mustang-F100-A10 successfully. And in the final step, we will build some sample program and see how you can execute the sample program of OpenVINO with the Mustang-F100-A10 acceleration card. And let's go back to the tank interface for the installation. And here we go to the download folder. We put those two download files. One is the OpenVINO Toolkit SDK, another is the HDLF driver in the download folder. So after we into the download folder, then we will do the unzip of the OpenVINO Toolkit SDK. After the unzip, let's go to the OpenVINO Toolkit folder. Then we use this shell command to install some OpenVINO Toolkit's required dependency. After that, we will use the install GUI shell to install the OpenVINO Toolkit by the GUI interface. And here, I will just click the accept and click next step. Okay, after the installation, we can type this command to initialize the OpenVINO's environment. So the next step is we are doing the installation of Mustang-F100-A10 driver. Let's go back to the download folder and let's do the uncompress of the Mustang Mustang-F100-A10 driver. Then we use those commands to convert the BST file from those to the Linux format. Okay, again we have to do the OpenVINO Toolkit environment initialize. Then we set up the root of our drivers folder. Then this command we are using to initialize the OpenCL environment. Then we type the command of AOCL install to install the Mustang-F100-A10 driver. Then we use LSPCI to search the Altera, which means this FPGA's hardware's status. And its feedback, you can search the Altera's operations device, which means our hardware is ready. Then we type the AOCL diagnose. Here is some information about the driver's installation. Here you can see the diagnostic path, which means the driver was installed successfully. Here also have some detailed information about this. PCI slot is Gen 3 times 8. And here's the FPGA's T-junctions temperature right now. And in the following step, we will show you how to build the sample program of OpenVINO Toolkit. So let's move to the OpenVINO Toolkit sample folder. Then we execute the build sample share file. Okay, so after the build complete, there are some commands show you you can find your build file in this folder. So here let's run some sample applications. Again, we will use this command line to initialize the OpenVINO's environment. Then after that, we will use this command line to assign the Mustang-F100-A10 drivers folder. Then initialize the OpenCL's environment. For FPGA's application in OpenVINO, we need to use this command line. Then let's move to the demos folder. Here we will upload the bitstream of the FPGA. In the previous slides and in previous video, we mentioned about the one feature of the FPGA is high flexibility. So here, Intel provides some optimize bitstream, and here we use the FP16 generic, ASNet and GoogleNet, and VGG optimized PSG. So after we upload the optimized BFP, let's execute the shell file by FPGA. Here the -D means the device. So for the FPGA in OpenVINO, you have to type the header, FPGA and CPU. Okay, here's the inference execution result. Here you can see the device was heterocoupling, which means FPGA. Okay, so let's start from another example. In this example, we're doing the vehicle color and the license plate recognition. Again, here we use another optimized BSP, which means here is FP16 MobileNet and the QNAP AOS CX5. And after the BSP upload, execute this shell file to start the simple program. Again, here the -D means device, and the header, FPGA, and CPU means we're using FPGA for acceleration. You can see from this pop-up window, you can see the frame rate is like 93 frames per second, and in this application it can recognize the vehicle's color and the license plate. And here is the final sample application. Again, here we upload another optimized BSP. Go to the samples folder. And in this application, we use USB camera to execute face recognition, face detection applications. Here you can see the bounding box. You can find the label, the person in the camera. And from the left top corner, here's the frame rate. Shows 62 some frames per second. And that's all for today's hands-on demonstration. And I hope you can learn how to install Mustang-F100-A10 and execute the sample programs by our OpenVINO Toolkit by today's hands-on. If you have further questions about the installation, please visit our website for more detail or contact us. Our engineering team will reach you soon. Thank you. Bye.